Hi everyone, this is SLvNZ reporting for the Papare.com from Sydney Cricket Ground, where Sri Lanka have just suffered a 65-run loss in this all-important clash against New Zealand. It wasn't the best of days for Sri Lanka. Some bad fielding and some poor batting let them down in the end, and now you'd have to think their chances of going through to the semi-final will depend on a lot of other results going in their favour as well. Coming to this game, Sri Lanka didn't win the toss, but they got to do what they wanted to. They got to chase New Zealand, putting them into the field, and things couldn't have started in better fashion. Mahesh Theekshana picking up the wicket of Finn Allen in the first over of the game. They brought New Zealand down to 15 for 3 at one point at the end of the fourth over, and at the end of the power play, New Zealand were just 25 for 3 with Daryl Mitchell and Glenn Phillips at the crease.
අඩසේ වසකට වැඩි ජනතා විශ්වාසය නව සංයෝගයකින් Rhino roofing සහ ceiling sheet.
But in the 7th over, that's when the turning point of this entire match came about. Pathum Nissanka putting down Glenn Phillips in the deep. It was a regulation chance for him, and he's one of Sri Lanka's better fielders, but it wasn't to be today. Just not his day. He ended up getting a duck with the bat as well. But from that point, Phillips just made Sri Lanka pay. He was on 12 of 14 deliveries when Nissanka put down that chance off the bowling of Wanindu Hasaranga. Ended up with 103 of 62. Just made a massive difference. He counter-attacked brilliantly. He was able to take on the bowlers at will. He took apart nearly everyone who bowled to him in the latter part of that innings. 91 runs coming off just the last 7 overs for New Zealand, and they managed to post 167. But at the break, Sri Lanka would also have backed themselves to chase down 167, but with the bat, they just collapsed right from the word go. As I mentioned, Pathum Nissanka going for a duck. Kusal Mendis followed, and Dhananjay De Silva, Charith Asalanka also did not make much of an impact. There was a small glimmer of hope with Bhanuka Rajapaksa at the crease, but once he was dismissed by Lockie Ferguson, it seemed like curtains for Sri Lanka. And Dasun Shanaka batted till the end, but just couldn't get Sri Lanka close enough to the New Zealand total. So not only have Sri Lanka suffered a loss, but they do take a hit to their net run rate as well. Like I mentioned, it's likely that they will have to depend on some other results in this group going in their favour if they hope to get through to the next to the semi-finals of the competition. So not such great news from Sydney, but we'll be back in Brisbane with Sri Lanka versus Afghanistan. Thanks for joining me. I'm SLvNZ signing off for the Papare.com.